TGR News, broadcasting from the State of Israel.
Welcome back to TGR News.
Hello, hello.
Well, we had another great week passing out food, and it was a blessing as usual. We did it this week. We did it actually a day early because of the rain that was coming. So at least we was able to find a good window of weather to pass out the food. So it's amazing. It's amazing every time we go. It's amazing to see the people, the gratitude. It's all, it really is amazing, and it's all to you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, it really is. We've been growing with it, and I'm sure we're going to continue growing with your guys' support. And if you all, as I always say when we talk about this, if this is something that you feel you want to be a part of, you can always go down below the links of all of our videos on the YouTube channel, or go to the goldenreport.com to the supporters page, and you can find ways to be a part of that wonderful part of the ministry, and the rest of the things that the Golden Report does.
Yeah.
Well, we've had bad weather. That's why once again we're in here inside. Not out. It didn't go to the studio.
Yeah.
And so that's also a reason why we haven't been putting out regular travel videos. But we'll be getting back to that too. That's for sure.
Promise.
Absolutely, as soon as weather permitting.
Yeah.
Let's
go to the news.
Let's get started.
Yeah. On Shabbat, Prime Minister Bennett went to Russia to meet with Putin, while making 3 calls to Zelensky in Ukraine and then Germany. He met with Putin and said that Putin did not seem like a crazy man or a man out of control.
Yeah, I can't understand why he would say that.
Maybe he thinks that other people expect from him to say something like that, so he said no, it's not, or something.
So basically he's saying that Putin was a calm and collective and was knowing what he was doing, and sounds like he was trying to say something nice about the guy.
I'm not sure. I don't know, actually.
Strange, very strange.
He's just saying he didn't lost his mind. He didn't, he's not mad like people think. And
very strange comment to make after that.
Yeah.
And he was there, or he went on Shabbat, which is unprecedented for Israel because of being the Shabbat, and he's the first prime minister of Israel that actually has a kippah and more religious.
Yeah.
So that was also an interesting point to talk about.
In Jewish religion, there's a thing called pikuach nefesh.
Yes.
So if somebody injured, or it's something related to death or threatening or something like that, you can break the Shabbat laws. You can drive. Then he flew to Germany.
Then he flew to Germany as well. Yeah. Well, during this meeting, Putin gave Bennett permission to continue to keep Israel safe. Putin gave us permission by attacking weapon convoys to Hezbollah in Syria.
In Syria, not in Russia. He has permission to do things in Syria.
Yeah. He gave us permission to do things in Syria. So the next day, Prime Minister Bennett made an airstrike, by the way, in the south, in Syria, right south of Damascus. Which is obviously another weapons cache that was headed to Hezbollah, and another, it's the same thing all the time that we always have to keep our eyes on over there, and Israel has to keep under control at all times. Iran made an attempt to send weapons directly into Gaza by using long-range drones carrying a payload of weapons. The Israeli Air Force was able to stop it. Was able to stop them all and shoot them out of the sky. But now this seems to be something that is coming back now, because it has happened also a year before, but now it's back in the news because it looks like Iran is trying to reboot that, because part of what Israel the airstrike south of Damascus was about the same kind of drones that they were using. They were underground, and it was a cache of those drones to give Hezbollah that ability to arm the Hamas in Gaza.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
many drones.
Many drones.
Many drones. Yeah. Putin decided to block all social media access in Russia. He's doing everything to keep out the truth from his people. Just another tactic of a dictator to control his country.
Yeah, it's real easy to tell in situations when the bad guy does things like this, who is the bad guy? I mean, it's pretty clear when a leader of a country just blocks all communications off to his people, no outside world, then it's, I mean, he won he won the argument for us that he's the bad guy.
Yeah.
You know, because obviously, you know, that's the first thing dictators and bad people do is to try to disconnect you from the outside world.
Exactly.
After Prime Minister Bennett's attempt of walking the line between Russia and Ukraine, not trying to pick a side, right, and not picking, and now both Ukraine and Russia are speaking against Israel, which is what you would expect.
Exactly.
Yeah, they both sides obviously want everyone to be on their side, and when you don't pick a side, then they're both mad at you that you didn't pick their side. At least if you would have picked a side from the beginning, you would.
One side.
You don't have a problem with one side.
Exactly. Israel has accepted 25,000 refugees from Ukraine already and is still allowing more in. Israel has stated that we will accept 50,000 refugees.
Now that's insane. That's by far more per capita, more than any country in the world, other than the bordering countries who are allowing them in just momentarily so that they move them out, right? That's a whole different situation. I think we're up to 2 million refugees now coming out of Ukraine. That's insane. I mean, that's crazy. Then even now, people are escaping from Russia. The people are saying, you know, they closed all the McDonald's. iPhone doesn't sell there. You know, it's going to be a domino effect of just one after the other, and where all the major companies are just going to pull out of Russia, and it's causing commerce and everything else to fall, which is causing the people to realize that they're not going to have any more opportunities in the future in Russia, and they're leaving Russia as well.
Yeah.
This is gonna cause a lot of troubles everywhere in the world. You know, not just the war itself, but this new situation as well. All the Russians coming out, because there's a lot more Russians than there are Ukrainians. Prime Minister Bennett was still trying to broker a ceasefire between the two countries, while Putin broke his promise to allow Ukrainians to leave and not fire upon them.
Time after time after time.
Yeah, it was just this week during a window of a ceasefire that Putin agreed to so that the citizens could leave the cities under attack. And during that time he bombed the hospital. What was the name of the city again?
Mariupol.
Mariupol. You know, it's hard to Mariupol. The city was full of women and in labor, and it was also a children's hospital. And I looked it up. I decided to look it up because I heard people, you know, on the other side of this argument saying that there was military targets around or something. So I just Google mapped it, and sure enough, there was nothing, no military, no nothing. The only thing that was around this hospital was other hospitals. It's an area of hospitals, and then it's residents. So I mean, Putin can say whatever he wants to say. I mean, that was a direct attack to the people. And this was during the time of supposed to be a ceasefire, letting a humanitarian ceasefire, letting the citizens that were being bombed, the innocent standbyers, to be able to leave the city to become more refugees.
Yeah, Ukrainians say that just in last 24 hours, 1,250 people were killed. It
seems like as this thing is growing, it seems like Putin is actually attacking more the citizens than even the military or something.
Although he promised in the beginning of this invasion, how you call it, operation.
Yeah, whatever he wants to call it, the war.
Yeah, the war attack. He promised this to the citizens. I won't attack you. I will attack only the army.
Yeah.
Obviously, he was lying, but.
Yeah, obviously, and it seems like, I guess because he's getting angry or something, because it's taking longer than he wanted. He's targeting the citizens on purpose more and more.
Yeah. By the end of this week, Ukraine finally decided to attack the convoy of tanks that were still stuck in the journey to Kiev.
Finally.
The long convoy.
Yeah.
I hope it wasn't too late, too little, too late.
It probably was. It probably was because. I mean, the attack wasn't. I saw, what they show on the news, right? But it wasn't something. It wasn't a full-out attack. It was just like a, it was just. I couldn't understand. I've said it last week when we talked about it.
We were discussing it.
I don't understand strategically why they haven't gone after that convoy that's stuck on the side of the road for so long, right? I don't understand. That's just the ABCs, That's something you do. You have to do that.
Exactly. We were talking about it.
And they finally did a little bit, but they didn't do much. Probably just enough to get them mad and get them going again.
Yeah.
In the meantime, here in Israel, we are having an increase in terrorist attacks. I think it's been about 9 now in the last like 10 days or something like that, with quite a few injuries, but thank God no deaths on the Jewish side, not yet anyway, because when there's an increase of terrorist attacks, it's just a matter of time before they start getting successful again, right?
Yeah.
Most of the attacks were stabbings, and most of them are around the old city of Jerusalem, most of them. So just like anything, the Arabs are always looking for any excuse to light up the fire again and start killing us.
And now the excuse is Ramadan almost coming, so now they have a different excuse. When you have Ramadan holiday, you're going to stop people, nice people, huh? Yeah,
wonderful people we have to make peace with and give them our land, right?
Exactly.
That's what most of the world thinks we have to do. The Israeli president, Herzog, which, by the way, we've talked about him before. We've decided we kind of like this guy. Yeah, he's turned out to be a right kind of guy. He went for a meeting in Turkey this week to meet with Erdogan, the president of Turkey. This meeting was an attempt on Erdogan's side to reignite a friendship between our two countries, Turkey and Israel. But let's not forget a few things about Turkey. First of all, Erdogan, what was it? I think it was 12 years ago. Don't quote me on it. Over 10 years ago is when he decided that he doesn't want to be friends with us anymore and decided to make many acts against us. Also, that Turkey is a safe haven for Hamas. With Hamas actually having out in the open offices and office buildings in Istanbul, in their capital. Talking about Hamas, a terrorist organization, having offices to where they have meetings and plan terrorist attacks. Yeah. Right? And it's not under the table stuff. I mean, it's President Erdogan verbally said that Hamas is welcome.
Yeah, acknowledged them. Not only that, he was speaking a few years ago about how Jewish people kill children and eat them, and he's very anti-Semitic.
Propaganda, lies and stuff.
The only thing I can think about is just money. His country is in real problems right now, money-wise. So he thinks maybe we can be friends again and do some business with the gas, especially.
Right. Yeah. Who knows what he's thinking and what is up his sleeve this time.
Anyway, we're not trust him.
Yeah, we're not going to trust him. Yeah, I don't think anyone, I don't even think Prime Minister Bennett will stoop that low.
Yeah, even him.
even him. I'm not worried about it too much. It's newsworthy.
Yeah.
Well, this week, if you've seen the video that we put out just a couple of days ago, Ola's been real busy with the kids. You got anything you want to update us with the kids?
The kids are safe. They feel they're okay.
Wait a minute. Just in case you had just thought about it, just in case you're watching this and you haven't seen the video, go back and see the video. Yes. What we're talking about is 140 Jewish refugees kids from an orphanage in Ukraine that came into our community, and we're a part of helping them get acclimated and helping them get everything they need. Yeah. Sorry, I just thought about it.
So we both was a part of it, and actually Joel helped a lot also. So I was just inside. So the kids, and they're okay, they're safe, and people of Israel just open their hearts as long as our community, and also as well as our community, and also all over Israel. They send so many help and donations, and there's some babies there, so like diapers and stuff, formulas and stuff.
That's great. That's wonderful.
So it's when I was there, I see all these donations coming. It was so wonderful to see that. So they're okay. They treat them with. We have staff that psychologists and people who work with those children. Some of the mothers came with them. The mothers, it's like orphanage, but some of the kids, it's like when you have a problem.
I understood the situation. Now we understood the situation better because, like we said, Ola's inside with them all the time. They're kids who are, a lot of them will come from the social system of Russia, where they had problems at home, and the kids were taken out of the home because of whatever. We know it could be violence. It could be, who knows, neglect. Anything, right? And so some of the mothers that they weren't legally able to keep their kids anymore, but when the orphanage brought the kids here, they tagged along with them.
Yeah. So there's a staff for the mothers too, because it's a very difficult situation. But they're safe. They're so grateful. Thank you all for your prayers and for your support. Also for my family, thank you. I got your comments, and I was very touched by your care. Thank you so much. My family is still in troubles there. They cannot leave their house. They are very limited with food in grocery stores. They don't get a lot of food because the trucks don't want to drive.
Everything's stopped.
But I hope they'll be okay. We're praying for them. And
absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's helpful.
Well, I guess that's about it.
That was a good ending.
Yeah, that was a good ending. Well, like we say, don't forget to join us on thegoldenreport.com. And until next week, God bless.
Shabbat Shalom.